Also open for tours, the Capitol, and the clock is ticking there. Tomorrow is the last day in the legislative session. Well, it's the last scheduled day. There are a number of issues still on the table, and as we just discussed, new legislation is being written and pushed through as politicians try to get their bills passed before time runs out. For more, we turn to our expert, political analyst and New York Post political columnist, Fred Dicker. Fred, is everything going to get done on time here?
No, Cody, nothing's going to get done on time. I think that's pretty clear. I was leaving the Capitol today after I saw you down there, and I ran into a very prominent Democratic assemblyman, and he said to me, Fred, have you ever seen it this bad? And then he added, in his view, he said, and this is a Democrat, it looks like Governor Cuomo really has lost his mojo. Well, putting that aside, it's clear that there's chaos right now at the Capitol. They're not going to make the deadline. The big issue, really, it's been this chaos a while. The big issues have been New York City issues, and the big issue is the rent regulations in New York City that expired at midnight last night. There's still no agreement on renewing them. The Senate Republicans, who get a huge amount of money from New York City real estate interests, are demanding some reforms and refusing to roll back some of the reforms that were passed in the past that led to some of these units that are under rent control to be taken out of rent control. On the other side, the Assembly Democrats are demanding the elimination of those rollbacks. They want even more rent regulations in New York City, so they're at loggerheads. Finally, the governor's trying to get that education tax credit. It's linked to this stuff. It's designed to help the parochial schools really in New York City, and there doesn't seem to be any movement on that either.
You know, we were at the press conference that we showed a little while ago with Jim Tedisco, and he said that he believes the corruption arrests really on both sides of the aisle kind of hampered lawmaking this session, something you and I have been talking about for a while. Sure. What are you noticing in that regard?
Well, you have inexperienced legislative leaders in Carl Hastie, the Assembly Speaker, and John Flanagan, the Senate Majority Leader. So to that extent, that's correct. But there are experienced staff members around who know how to do things. I think it's more about the real substance this time, Cody. This real estate issue involves 2.5 million tenants in New York City. It involves multi-billion-dollar real estate interests that are the principal funders of the Senate Republicans, who hardly have any members in New York City at all. So it's these Democrats in the Assembly who love to beat up landlords. It's the Senate Republicans who get a lot of support from landlords and are sympathetic to them, trying to come to an agreement on something that seems intractable at the moment. Add this additional element of education tax credits, which the liberal community or progressive Democrats hate. The teachers' unions hate it. They think it's a camel's nose under the tent that will benefit private schools, and that's why we have this chaos and this stalemate right now.
All right, a lot to get to in 30 hours. We'll see exactly how long.
Not going to happen.
I know. We'll see how long it actually lasts. Fred, thanks. Hey, don't forget, you can hear Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.